It's Rachel. It's Wednesday on Gorgeous Girlies. And this week we're talking about boys, which is a fun topic, I guess. I'm going to be discussing something in particular, so I'm going to start with 5 quick tips that I've picked up through high school because I am in college. I've seen it all, almost. Okay, so my first tip is to be yourself. I know you hear this a lot, but you know, like in the movie 27 Dresses, when Tess like lies about everything about her, like, oh, I'm a vegetarian when she's really not, and she like loves the outdoors when she really doesn't. She says she loves dogs and she really doesn't. It doesn't end up well when he finds out all those were lies, because if you're not yourself in your relationship and you're lying about who you are, then the relationship is not valid. It's just not even real. So be yourself, be confident with yourself. If they don't like you as you are, then their loss. Number 2, talking bad about his mama. Oh boy. If he talks bad about his mom, that is a red flag, because that shows a lack of respect for women and also a lack of respect for authority. Like, that's just a no-no. That's just awful. Like, I liked a boy once, and he was like talking so much crap about his mom, and I was just like, are you serious right now? It was like, and I like dropped him like that. I was just like, no, I can't, no. Because my parents mean so much to me, and there's just really something wrong when you talk bad about your mom or you lie to your parents or, stuff like that. Red flag, right there. Number 3, stay away from the cocky jerks. There is a fine line between confident and cocky, and a lot of guys cross that. Yeah, stay away from them, because all they think about is themselves and they don't care about anyone else. And, girls think that they can change them. They won't change. Number 4, stay away from non-commitment. Again, guys who just want to hook up with girls, yeah, you don't want to be one of those girls. You want to have respect for yourself and to be in a relationship where the guy respects you. Because in non-commitment relationships, they don't respect you. And yeah. And number 5, no one can make you happy but yourself. Don't think that you have to be with someone to be happy. I've made that mistake many times. Like, I felt like I was weird for not having a boyfriend when all my other friends had boyfriends. But really, if you're happy with yourself, then you don't really need anyone else. Like, and if that other person makes you happier, then yeah, that's great. But you have to be happy with yourself before you become happy with someone else. So yeah, those were my 5 quick tips. I'm going to be talking about long distance relationships, so if you're not interested, you can close out of this, look at other Gorgeous Girlies videos about boys, yeah. So, I have been in one serious relationship in my life, and it was a long distance relationship. I guess I'll just kind of briefly explain. So his name is Chris. He lives in California. I have known him for a very long time, and last November we started talking, and I consider that when we started dating. We dated for about 8 months until May, and it was just because the long distance relationship was taking a toll on me. There are many reasons to stay away from long distance relationships. Number 1, it's mentally and emotionally draining. By March or April, I was crying almost every 3 nights because I would just miss him so much, and it's just not good for you. It's not good for you to, be in a relationship where you can't see the other person, get support from them. Yes, they can provide emotional support, but it's not the same as, giving you hugs and, stuff like that. So it was really hard. The second thing, that, ended our relationship was, just the fact that, it was just not, as I said, not the same, being in person. When you're in a long-distance relationship, this is what I found. You remember the most perfect moments with them. And that kind of gets you through the times when you're not together. And so you kind of fabricate this person into someone who's absolutely perfect when you're together for the, like, only, like, me and Chris were only physically in the same place for like 2 weeks, and you just think about those times and how wonderful they were. And real relationships aren't like that. They're just not. When you're together with that person every day, you're gonna find stuff that you don't like about them. You're gonna, like, find things that you hate about them, and you have to deal with those things. And with long distance relationships, it's so much harder because you just remember the good times you had with them, rather than, like, having a realistic point of view on the relationship. So there was that, and also, it's just not, like, I was 18 at the time, and I, like, turned 19 during our relationship, and I realized that I'm way too young to force myself to commit to someone else who's that far away. Because I'm in college, it was just, I was spending all my time on Skype with him. Skype is a lifesaver for long distance relationships, but it's not the same. And so, it was just like, he was my first serious relationship. And I know some of you will be like, well, it was long distance, so so a lot of you won't consider it serious, but I considered it serious. He was the first person I told that I loved them. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to talk about, but yeah, it's hard sometimes because we're still friends and I still talk to him. Sorry. I didn't think I was getting emotional during this. Okay, I got it. I'm good. But he's a really great guy. It was just long distance relationships are just not functional at all. You have to, I would only say go in a long distance relationship when you know and within like a year that you'll be in the same place. Because what happens if, let's just take me for example, I date Chris for all 4 years of college, and it's long distance the whole time. After that 4 years, I moved to be with him, and suddenly it's not the same. Because long distance relationships and, like, relationships when you're, like, with the person every day, completely different. So what if I, like, am with him every day and I'm like, this is not what I thought, and I wasted those 4 years. I was just, like, thinking about that one day, and I was like, I would hate that, like, to waste my time on something like that. And it makes me sound really, really mean, but, like I said in one of my tips, you can't be happy unless you're happy with yourself, and I was not happy with myself. Chris was not making me happy. I was not happy in the relationship. I was crying every night, as I told you. So, for the most part, long distance relationships, I would stay away from, because most of the time you text, like Maeve said, texting, things get misconstrued, and, you say something and they think you mean something else, and everything's blown out of proportion, and also it's just not as personal. I mean, Skype has made it a little bit easier, but I mean, it just takes an emotional, mental toll on you. It's just not the same as being with the person every day, and, just not functional at all. So yeah, that's basically my little rant on long distance relationships. I mean, 4 years down the road, if me and Chris come and cross paths again, yeah, I would probably consider being with him. But, that's until after I finish college, if I'm still single, if I still have the same feelings for him. I'm not sure if I still have the same feelings for him anymore, because I haven't seen him in so long, but, yeah. Anyway, so that's my little rant about long distance relationships, and a little background into my relationship history, I guess. But our challenge was to tell an embarrassing story, and in my sophomore year of high school, I was dating this guy Blake, and the reason why I dated him, he was my best friend, and the reason why I dated him was because I felt bad because I knew he was like in love with me. And never do that, people. Just never do that. But I felt bad. So I was like, yeah, I'll date you. We dated for about 2 months. It was not even that long. And one day I was like telling my friends, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break up with him today. I just can't do this anymore. So like after school, like he was avoiding me all day too, so it was like kind of weird. So I like went up to him like, oh, Blake, I need to talk to you. He's like, oh, I need to talk to you too. And then he goes, I just don't think this is gonna work anymore. I'm like, well, that's embarrassing because, you know, I was just about to break up with you. And I kind of said that, and he's like, what? And I was like, okay, bye. And I like ran away. It was so embarrassing, and we didn't talk for like 3 months, and then after that, it was fine. We were friends again, but it was really embarrassing, just the fact that, you know, he broke up with me before I got a chance to break up with him. That's so mean to say, but, you know. If you have any more questions about boys or anything, I mean, I didn't say everything in this video, but, if you want to know more about my long-distance relationship, because I kind of cut it down to a minimum, because I didn't want to go on and on and on and on about it, because it's kind of boring, but, you know. If you want to know more about it, comment down below, send me a personal message on my personal channel, or anything like that. I hope this has helped. Yeah, I am so out of it today. As you can tell, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.